Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's inside. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
People will come. They come for reasons they can't even fathom. I'm not sure why they're doing it. They'll arrive at your door, as innocent as children, longing for the past. Sit in shirt sleeves on a perfect afternoon. They have reserved seats somewhere along one of the baselines, back when they were children. Cheered their heroes. It'll be as if they'd dipped themselves in magic waters. The memories will be so thick that I've brushed them away from their faces. People will come. The one constant through all the years has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers, been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. Baseball to mark the time. This field, this game, it's a part of our past. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again. Oh, people will come. People will most definitely come.
We're all told at some point in time we can no longer play the children's game. We just don't know when that's going to be. Some of us are told at 18, some of us are told at 40. But we're all told.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Braves coming.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is.
I never heard of half of these guys. The ones I do know are way past their prime.
Most of these guys never had a prime.
This guy here is dead.
Cross him off, then.
The local press seems to think we'd save everyone a lot of time and trouble if we just went out and shot ourselves.
We got uniforms and everything.
You know, you might think about taking Jesus Christ as your savior instead of fooling around with all this stuff. I like him very much. He no help with curveball.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
But I'll tell you, these fans are great. Listen to them. Hey, way to go, Rick. All of Ohio loves you. Come on, baby. Come on, Ricky. Come on, Ricky.
The game doesn't stink. It's a great game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate. Please remain standing. We call your attention to our fans here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Play ball!
Brooklyn, 1846. In our sundown perambulations of late, through the outer parts of Brooklyn, we have observed several parties of youngsters playing base, a certain game of ball. Let us go forth a while and get better air in our lungs. Let us leave our close rooms. The game of ball is glorious.
It is played everywhere. In parks and playgrounds and prison yards, in back alleys and farmers' fields, by small boys and old men, raw amateurs and millionaire professionals. It is a leisurely game that demands blinding speed. The only game in which the defense has the ball. It follows the season, the fond expectancy of springtime and ending with the hard facts of autumn.
Because we've been playing it fundamentally the same way for so long, the way that we can find the benchmarks that cross generations and cross decades is to be able to use these statistics as if they were labels. They aren't numbers. 300 hitter is not a number. The 300 hitter is a tag that means something today as it did in 1930, as it did in 1890. I can make that comparison with my father, who could have made it with his father, that common language.
It's our game, America's game.
We'd spit tobacco juice on a spike wound, rub dirt in it, and get out there and play.
Baseball's a gentleman's sport. Sportsmanship spoke from the heart of America.
It is a haunted game in which every player is measured against the ghosts of all who have gone before. Most of all, it is about time and timelessness, speed and grace, failure and loss, imperishable hope and coming home.
Somebody sat down and said, hey, it ought to be 90 feet. If it were 88 feet, the game would be very different. Think of the double plays. If it were 94 feet, batting averages would drop remarkably. 90 feet, that was a pick from heaven.
This is a reminder. Disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
Baseball serves the same purpose as a revolution in Central America or a thunderstorm on a hot day. A tonic, an exercise, so long as it remains our national game, America will abide no monarchy, and anarchy will be too slow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flash in the sky was visible within a radius of several hundred miles, and the noise of the impact was heard as far north as
Chicago, Illinois.
We have dispatched a special mobile unit to the scene, and we'll have our commentator give you a word picture of the scene as soon as he can reach there.
Reports observing several explosions occurring at regular intervals and moving toward the Earth with enormous velocity, like a jet of blue flame shot from a gun.
Crosley Service estimated that 32 million people were listening in on radios.
Quietly, and we will control all that you see and hear. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
the BCR, your home for the classic call, radio baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another ball game. Yes, sir. Why, we'll send you the play-by-play. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball, no more measles, and free tickets to the circus.
Although edited, tonight's thriller contains suspense and violence, which may be unsuitable. Parental discretion is advised.
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate?
Braves come.
Good afternoon, y'all. Getting set here. Give me a second to get the screen up and everything. We're bringing you Cubs and Mets because it looks like that Cleveland versus Chicago is going to get, at best case scenario, it would overlap into the Braves game tonight, but it looks like it's probably going to get called. But we'll keep you up to date on that. The Cubs and Mets right now are 0-0, and give me a second. I will be right back and set the 3D, and we will be ready to roll.
Don't come around asking me no dumbass like, oh, what do you like most about your job? Payday, lunch break, and leaving that mother. That's all I got for you. These jobs be quick to say, we're a family. Well, damn, what kind of family member is you leaving me broke while you collecting all the damn money? You got me out here overworked, underpaid. I'm doing the job of 6 people. I gave you my opinion. You didn't take it. What kind of family this is? I must be the black sheep or something. Well, obviously, I'm not your favorite niece, then bye. Can you work overtime? No, I cannot. Can you move out of the door so I can get up out of here?
What are you doing? It's a game of touch. Every time I look over, you're on your ass again.
I didn't hear my lungs. I'd scream at you.
Before we selected our top 9 first basemen, we established a few ground rules. They had to have played in the modern era with at least 900 major league games at the position. Since first base is a place where you can really flash the leather, we did consider their fielding prowess. But in this case, gold gloves took a back seat to silver bats, and take into consideration how the player performed against his peers. So here are your top 9 first basemen. Number 9. With 573 home runs, Harmon Killebrew is the second all-time home run hitter among first basemen.
Harmon Killebrew was the best home run hitter I ever saw.
A drive deep to left, way back.
He hit 47, 48, 49 home runs every year.
Harmon could hit some of the longest home runs and some of the highest home runs. I mean, his balls just kept carrying.
And there it goes. It's way, way back. It's a home run. Uh-oh. There she goes. Over everything.
everything. Home run for Killebrew.
The man they called Killer was the most valuable player in 1969 and played in 13 All-Star games. He was the heart and soul of a franchise for 21 years. In 1984, Harmon was inducted into the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown.
Okay, we're going to try to makeshift this because we're coming in the middle of an inning. I thought I could time it better, but right now what we got here is the Cubs and Mets are scoreless. We're in the top of the fourth inning. The Cubs have 2 on, 2 out. Pedro Ramirez is at the plate for the Cubs. The infield is back and to the right, and let me pull this screen off so you can see it and get this garbage off the screen. Good to see you, Iron Lung. Yes, we do need to win tonight, but they have made some moves. We'll talk about that as the game goes on here, but the short of it is Richie has been sent back to AAA, and Carlos Carrasco has been DFA'd. The 1-1 inside, high, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. I'm going to try to even this up here as the 2-1. Right there for a strike, it's 2-2. Looks like the soccer crowd has taken over the New York Mets stadium. Two on, 2 out. The 2-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, and the ball gets away. Strike 3. They'll flip it down to first, and that'll end the inning. We'll take a quick break and try to get our feet under us. 0-0 your score. Mets grab the sticks when we return.
Marriage tip. If your wife has a friend that annoys you, don't tell her to stop being friends with her. Just casually mention how pretty she is. Works every...
I hate this place. If something ever happened, if you died or something like that, and something ever happened to you, I'd have to get another wife because I hate somebody to have to do my shopping.
That's rude. Are you planning on me dying or something?
Well, no, I'm just saying I hate grocery shopping.
Well, you don't have to come.
I know.
I told you to stay your ass at home.
Well, I'm just saying if you died or something like that, I'd have to have somebody do my groceries.
I hope she doesn't.
Huh?
I hope she doesn't do anything for you like I do.
Well, she probably won't. Well, I mean, I like you right now and everything, but if something happened to you, I love you.
Me.
Well, I'm just saying, I hate going to the goddamn store.
Well, stay home.
Guy I at least like to see walking to the plate. You know, for me, it's always been Jim Thome.
Jim Thome, he owns me. I can try to walk him, and he still smokes the ball.
That ball hit deep.
For me, having a good plan for every game going in, I think has helped me be a guy that could make an impact in that game.
Number 400 for Jim Thome.
Thome was 12th all-time with 564 home runs, the 4th most among first basemen. He's had 9 seasons with 100 or more RBI and owns a lifetime on-base percentage above 400.
This ball is well hit to right center field. This one's gone.
Thome has been one of the most productive hitters of his generation.
Say goodbye. Take a bow, big man.
Sets a good example for Major League Baseball, and I'm proud of Jimmy.
Yes, the greatest measure of all for this first baseman is how he's first in so many hearts.
We love you.
Yeah,
that's it.
I don't trust adults who do activities after work. That seems suspicious. What's wrong with your house?
Welcome back. 0-0 your score. First pitch from Javier Assad is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. If you're just joining us wondering what's going on, the Cleveland-Chicago game appears to be about to get rained out as the 1-0 right there at the knees. It's 1-1. And so we pivoted to the Cubs versus Mets because just looking at the radar and some of the experts is the 1-1 pitch swing. Bangs it into left field, and that's down for a base hit. And it's a leadoff single for Bo Bichette and the New York Mets. Good piece of hitting there by Bo. But anyways, looking at some of the experts that were talking about it, essentially they were predicting if the game does get started, it's going to get started so late that it's going to overlap into the Braves-Padres, which obviously takes first priority here. But it looks more like it's going to get rained out. Righty-lefty matchup, first pitch to the batter Young. Jared Young 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Fouls it back, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, lifts it high and deep into left field, and she is gone. A 2-run shot, and just like that, Javier Assad has given up the dinger that gives the Mets the lead. Wow. 405 feet over the left field wall. And so a 2-0 lead here for the Mets. First pitch on the way is out and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Mets 2, Cubs nothing. The 1-0 pitch swing. Lifted by Alvarez. He clocks that and rocks that over the center field wall. It's 3-0. I didn't think that was going to have enough to get out because it was such a high hit ball. That ball was damn near bring rain. So 3-0 your score. Good to see you, Tom. Yeah, Tom, I don't know if you're just joining us, but we had to pivot from the Chicago versus Cleveland game because of the rain. And so this game was already in progress, but I wanted to go ahead and get something in today since we already had all the stations lined up. And they voted on it, and the short of it is they wanted this game over a couple of others. Righty-lefty here on the 0-1 pitch. Swing, lifts that one high, lifts that one deep. That one's going to die at the warning track for a loud out number 1. Saw something pretty cool today in the news, and really doesn't have much to do with baseball, but it's a cool sports thing that's going on. The 250th anniversary of the United States this year and all the celebrations that are going on is the first pitch swing and a miss. Marcus Semien, the batter, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Down and away. 1-1. So in 1801, when Thomas Jefferson was the president, and it was the 25th anniversary, right? The silver anniversary of the United States. The 1-1 pitch. Just misses outside, 2-1. The home plate umpire today, by the way, is Austin Jones. John Bacon is your first base ump. Second base, Jordan Baker. And Junior Valentine is down the third base line. The 2-1 pitch, swing. Knocks it hard and down over the second base bag, backhanded over there by Nico Horner. High throw, but Michael Bush will tow the bag, and it'll be a 4-3 put out. It'll be a really boring 4-3 in your scorecard, but if you're watching this live, that was incredible. Not only was that ball smoked up the middle, but that grab by Bush, man, he has Chicago fans remembering the jumps of Michael Jordan on that one. Pitch on the way is down and in to MJ Melendez. It's 1-0. Nobody on. 2 down. The Mets have put 3 across in this inning, all via the home run. Is the 1-0 inside, 2-0. So in 1801, the silver anniversary of the United States, Thomas Jefferson decided to have a horse and buggy race around the Capitol, right? The 2-0 pitch, swing, slices it back foul, 2-1. And I just heard that today, I had no idea this was going on. It's not that I pay attention to Grand Prix. But evidently, they are going to do the same thing in August for the 250th anniversary. A Grand Prix race that's going to go around the Capitol. How cool is that? Even if it never happened before, that's cool, but the nostalgia as well. The 2-1, swing and a miss, 93, bringing it, 2-2. Two count. Turns and clicks. Swing, fouls it away, and we'll do it again. Yeah, we found out later, Bobby, that the reason why Suarez wasn't brought into the game, they're saying he was unavailable because of the 2-2 pitch swing. That ball smacked into right field. That's through for a base hit, and it is a 2-out single for the Mets. They're saying he was unavailable because he had or has forearm discomfort. And, okay, first of all, you don't like to hear that from a pitcher. That's always bad news. But second of all, he hasn't pitched much recently. First pitch misses for a ball to Torrens. Just want to know. So the real question to me is, how bad is this, and should he already have been on the IL? Because I'm going to pull up his numbers here in a second. You'll understand why I'm saying this as they flip it over to first. Melendez back under. Because it's kind of hard for the average fan doesn't pay attention to how often you use a reliever because, you're just watching the game. There's no reason for you to keep track of that. But I do keep track of it on a daily basis. And I knew something had to have been odd because they didn't go to Suarez when they should have, when they kept Cookie Carrasco in an extra inning, which is an absolute terrible thing. Yeah, I doubt that slept on it wrong stuff's gonna fly. That thing doesn't hold mustard. Suarez has pitched 2 times since June 10th. So we're talking about 2 weeks, and he's pitched twice. 1-0 pitch, swing, pops it up. Can of corn in the middle of the infield, and Swanson's got it, and that'll end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th, talk more about this Suarez injury, but sleeping on it wrong, I don't know about that. We'll be back in a flash. Sounds fishy. Sounds fishy, Tom.
You're a Knoll, my friend.
No. Actually, do you know where I graduated from?
Well, you're still a Knoll.
I'm a who?
You're a Knoll, my friend.
Hey, this is for them motherfuckers that always got their ass cracked out. How y'all don't be feeling that? You gotta be feeling that. Just draw just all the way down. How you don't feel it? You just don't care? Just got your whole little stank of booty out in the public? Y'all nasty. You so nasty. You better put it away, because a motherfucker like me, see that? I'm throwing something in that little stank of booty. Quit playing. You better hide that.
We have 2 number 3s. That's not a mistake. It's just that some of Grover Cleveland Alexander's career totals are so close to Christy Matheson's, we call it a tie.
He has the same number of wins lifetime as Christy Matheson, 373.
This was going to be the successor to Mathewson among National League aces. This is the man who was going to throw pitch for pitch against Walter Johnson in the other league for reputation.
And his 1911 rookie season was incredible.
Led the National League in just about every pitching category.
He had 28 wins, 7 shutouts, and a then rookie record 227 strikeouts.
Started a decade of dominance in which he was far none best pitcher in the National League.
From 1915 through 17, Pete was off the charts.
Won more than 30 games 3 years in a row.
6 times he won at least 27 games and had a sub-2 ERA 6 straight seasons.
1916, he threw 16 shutouts. Whole leagues don't throw that many shutouts today.
His 90 career shutouts are second only to to Walter Johnson.
All the many games and innings that Alexander worked, he's remembered mostly for one.
And I can't tell who's going to come in. Let's see who it's going to be. It is going to be Grover Cleveland Alexander. Oh, Pete will come on.
In 1926, had one of the most famous moments in World Series history.
After pitching 2 complete game victories already, Pete was called on in relief in Game 7.
Welcome back. Nolan McLean, the pitcher, righty-righty matchup as we begin inning number 5, and at the plate is Miguel Amaya, the backstop for the Chicago Cubs. McLean follows up that 1-0 for a strike. It's 1-1. So yeah, Suarez has pitched 2 times in the last 2 weeks. That's not a good sign for a reliever. Before that, he had pitched 4 times in about an 8-day period from June 2nd to June 9th. The 1-2. Swing. Knocks it back foul, and we'll do it again. I think Tom might have been referencing the injury that they said that Raisel Iglesias had when he slept on it wrong, and the next thing you know, he ended up on the IL. But hopefully this is the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase one down and away, and there's one down. Man, that's filthy. By the way, the Marlins lead the Rangers 2-1 right now. They're in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch on the way to Dansby Swanson, punches it foul over the first base dugout. It's 0-1. The Braves today brought Tyler Kinley off the IL, so that's good news-ish. I mean, he's no Robert Suarez, but he can give you some innings in the back of the game. J.R. Ritchie went to AAA. Ian Hamilton was added. That's nothing to write home about. They did that because they DFA'd Carrasco. The 0-2's right there for a strike. And so Carrasco, I'm assuming he'll make it back to Atlanta because it seems like nobody has any interest in him whatsoever. But Ian Hamilton is the 0-2 pitch right there for a strike. Strike 3, caught looking, 2 down. Yeah, that's what I thought, Tom. But when you've only pitched 2 times in 2 weeks, because June 9th, if you count back to that day, it'd be 3 times. But I'm starting from June 10th on. From June 10th, he has pitched a total of 2 times. It's the first pitch, swing, fouls it straight back, it's 0-1. And Weiss is saying that he has forearm discomfort. Man, that's the worst. The only thing worse than that you hear is forearm tightness. The next thing you know, it's Tommy John time. But hopefully that's not it. But you just wonder if he's experiencing this. Why not put him on the IL and have somebody that is able to come in? Because you got an 0-2 count to PCA. Cubs trail 3-0, top of the 5th. Why not put him on the IL and get him right and bring somebody else up? The 0-2 pitch, swing, knocks it through to the right side of the outfield, and coming up, grabbing the ball, getting it back in quickly is Carson Benj, but it's a 2-out single for the Cubbies. I don't know when this forearm discomfort first popped up for them, but yeah, that's my point. Like, why not put him on the IL? They had to have known it the last several days because he hasn't been used. He wasn't used this past weekend, and we were under the impression he hadn't been used because they were saving him to be the back end of a game because of Iglesias' usage. And they're saying the reason why they didn't use Diddy last night, and realize when they brought Diddy in on Monday, it was for 1 out. They're saying they didn't want to bring in Diddy because he'd been used 2 of the last 3 games. Well, you can use him on a third game as the first pitch swung on and slapped through the left field line. That ball's down for a base hit. Here comes PCA around to score, and the Cubbies, with a 2-out double, have made it 3-1. Conforto with the RBI double as he pokes it down the left field line, smacks it around the corner. But he pitched one out. You could have used Diddy last night and then rested him for a few days, right? So that theory doesn't hold water. As the first pitch is high and out of the zone, it's 1-0. I contend last night, Weiss got outmanaged. When it's all said and done, he got outmanaged. Because if you remember, the game started where the Padres lose their starting pitcher out the gate, and they were able to, as the first pitch off the 1-0 swung on, that ball's belted. Going back on the track, she is gone. And it is a 2-run shot, and we're all tied up at 3. 398 feet over the right field wall, but that ball was scorched. It smacked the facade. In the upper deck in right field, it bounced off almost as hard as it came at it. Man, that ball was hammered. It shot back down to the field of play. That's how hard that ball was hit. Good to see you, James Ray. So 3-3 your score. Suzuki, the batter, he's 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out and grounded out. Mets put 3 on the board in the bottom of the 4th. Cubs put 3 on the board in the top of the 5th. That's what it looks like, Scarlett, is the 1-0 misses outside wide 2-0. They're in a rain delay, and it's looking like they weren't going to get the game going. So we pivoted because 2-0 pitch, just below the knees, 3-0. What ended up happening was we were looking at it, and from all accounts, it looks like that even if the game does get played, there's a 3-0 pitch right there, 3-1. If it does get played, (3-1) count, swing and a miss. 3-2. It would probably bleed into the Braves game. And so that's a problem just from logistics on our standpoint, so that's why we ended up doing that. The full count, kicks and fires, swing, rips it up the middle. Good grab over there by Simeon. He'll flip it to first, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Cubbies tie it up. It's 3-3. We go to the 5th, bottom of the 5th, here on the out-of-town doubleheader.
At the tone, leave your name and message. I'll get back to you.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Hell are you doing? I told you we weren't getting involved.
You got us involved when you brought us here.
Where are you from? What's your real name? What was it before you changed it?
Giuseppe?
That's all you need, one thieving wop on the team.
It's much better than you stinking Irish.
Oh, I like him.
Just a drink.
He can play. He can't throw.
He can't throw and he can't field. Why do you like him?
He gets on base.
You want answers! I want the truth!
He gets on base, so do I care if it's a walk or a hit?
You do not.
I do not. Just a drink.
What draws my admiration? What is that which gives me joy?
Just a drink.
Baseball. A man stands alone at a plate. This is the time for individual achievement. But in the field, part of a team. Part of one big team. Sunny day, stands are full of fans. What does he have to say?
Just a drink.
I get nowhere unless the team wins.
The day may come when the courage of men fail, but it is not this day.
Just a drink.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Forget it, he's rolling.
I think he'll ever get out of here. One day, when I got a long white beard and 2 or 3 marbles rolling around upstairs. So. Get busy living, get busy dying.
Just a drink.
Do you really want to get him? What are you prepared to do? If you open the ball on these people, you must be prepared to go all the way. Here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
Just a drink.
The Lord hates a coward. Do you know what a blood oath is? Yes. Good, because you just took one.
Just a drink.
Go ahead. Make my day.
You can't handle the truth.
Did it ever occur to you I just might go tapioca and throw you out of one of the windows?
Just a drink.
Perfect.
Shaken, not stirred.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome back. 3-3 your score. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch from Assad's right there for a strike. It's 0-1, followed up by another strike at the knees, 0-2. Carson Benj. Then A.J. Ewing. Bo Bichette is in the hole. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Chicago. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Mets. The 0-2 pitch. Bang! Caught looking strike 3. Got to swing the bat there. What the heck was that? 1 down. Robert, you can't bring your phone with you to camp? A.J. Ewing, the batter. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way. Assad bringing it. 93 high and out of the zone this morning. They don't allow phones, I guess. Some kind of a Gestapo. The 1-0 swing. Lifts it high into left field, drifting back, making the catch at the track is Happ for out number 2. How long will you be in that internment camp? Lindor, they were saying, Scarlett, they were saying that Lindor could have been back today. I guess they didn't activate him. Righty-righty matchup. How long you there, Robert? Kicks and fires. Swing. Rifles it back up the middle. Diving stab over there by Nico Horner. He'll catch the L4. That ball was smoked. Great play because it ricocheted off the glove of the pitcher, Assad, before he made the grab off the ground. We'll head to the top of the 6th. All tied up at 3 here in New York City.
I used to be with it. But then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it, and what's it seems weird and scary to me. It'll happen to you.
Now, if I gave you $1 and your father gave you $1, how many dollars would you have?
$1.
You don't know your arithmetic.
You don't know my father.
So now it's time, number 2.
Greg Maddux, if you looked up the word pitcher in the dictionary, it should have his pitcher by, because he was a pitcher in every true sense of the word.
For 23 seasons, Greg Maddux educated the National League in the fine art of pitching with a brilliant approach.
Got it!
This guy was the professor. I mean, he dissected the strike zone.
Maddux is sawing right through this lineup.
He had finger control on the ball that allowed the ball to sink, to run, to cut, to fade.
His ball never did the same thing twice in a sequence. What he was able to do with a baseball was amazing.
That's why he's the best pitcher in the game.
His attention to detail and game day preparation was impeccable. And that's just one of the many words you could use to describe Maddux.
Economic, precise, and smart.
He would pitch a hitter a certain way in one game because he knew that a month down the road this guy might come up in a tighter situation, and he wanted him to remember that at bat so he could get him out a different way.
Mad Dog won more games in the 90s than anyone, and 2 of those years were his story.
Bobby and I'd always look at each other in admiration. There were games where he went 9 innings and never missed the target. And I'm not exaggerating. That's what separates mediocrity from greatness.
And then there was his fielding, which earned him a record 18 Gold Gloves. That combination of slick fielding and magnificent pitching made Greg the first man ever to win 4 straight Cy Young Awards.
He is the best, folks.
He is the best.
Overall, from top to bottom, was there ever a better right-hander? I don't know.
My girlfriend poked me in the eyes. I stopped seeing her for a while.
Welcome back. Let me tell you all this story here in a second. This is insane to me. Righty-lefty matchup inside high. It's 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Dixon fires. Swing. Laces it down the line. Foul. So, Crystal Lake, that's fine. During, not this past break, but the one before, although it did spill over, had a huge Amazon delivery because it was one of those, what do they call them, subscribe and saves. And what I figured out was on a lot of these things that I get, normally getting at the store, I realized, man, I'm getting a better deal if I just get it from Amazon. And even if it's negligible, hell, I'm getting free delivery. Why not just go ahead and do it that way anyways? So anyways, this was my delivery day, right? Is the 2-1 pitch, high and inside, 3-1. And I didn't realize they were all coming at once when I first started doing these orders. They kind of morphed them in together. And so when I looked at it a couple of days ago, I go, man, every damn one of those things are coming today. I was like, that's a problem, is the 3-1 right there, first strike, full count. Because I knew I had this doubleheader going. I was like, well, whatever, we'll get it figured out. So I could hear my dog barking in the back, which meant that they're there. And she'd been barking for several minutes as the payoff pitch is right, full back foul. Do it again. And in the middle of this, during one of the breaks, I go, all right, I'm going to run out there and see if I can at least get it in the door, and then I'll worry about putting it up in between the breaks, right? In between this game and tonight's game with the Braves and Padres at 8:15 is the payoff pitch. Swing, lifted, high. Not nearly deep enough underneath it as A.J. Ewing. The young center fielder makes the grab, and there's one away. And as I'm out there grabbing it, the delivery person is you can tell she's playing on her phone because she's been out there for several minutes after she dropped everything off. And as I start grabbing stuff to bring it in and saying, hey, thanks, and blah, 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 as the first pitch is high and inside for a ball, it's 1-0. And she almost tricked me. She almost tricked me because she said, I need you to wait a few minutes because I've got to take a picture of that. And I realized this has been sitting out there for a hot minute. She could have taken the picture immediately when she dropped it down, the 1-0 swing and a miss, 1-1. But she was probably scrolling on TikTok or texting a friend, whatever. And finally, I went to pause, and then I was realizing, as I can hear our clip in the background starting to wind down, I was like, I don't have time for this. I was like, you should have took the picture earlier. What do you want from me? She goes, yeah, but I need the picture. I was like, yeah, but I gots to go. She goes, you can't wait? I said, I really can't. And she's like almost trying to argue with me, so I'm just chucking stuff in the door. And so that's why if I sound out of breath, that's what's going on. The 1-1, upstairs for a strike, it's 1-2. 1-2, count, 3-3 your score. I didn't have time to explain to her, hey, I'm doing a live broadcast for a baseball game, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I gots to go. The 1-2. Punches it down the right field line, deep into the corner, and that's down for a base hit. That should be extra bases as cruising around first, heading to second, and it is. It's a one-out double for the Chicago Cubs. That's what I was thinking, Bobby. Because whatever she was doing, she wasn't working, you could tell. Because when I first went to open the door, I almost waited for her to walk away because I knew how busy I was in between, because it's a solid, hard 2 minutes that you have to do anything in between a break. And all I was thinking was, well, if I just wait a few minutes, or a few seconds, she'll turn around, and then I can go ahead and grab the stuff, and I won't have to say all the hellos and everything that's good, because these are big, heavy boxes, right? I had very short time to do it. The 1-0 pitch, swing, laces it towards center, but cutting it off at the pass is Marcus Semien. L4 in your scorecard, and there's 2 down. Go ahead, run still at second with 2 outs. Nico Horner. And that'll bring Amaya to the plate. This is game 1 of a doubleheader. Cubs and Mets scheduled tonight. I think 7:10 is the second game, but I'm not 100% sure. The Mets, by the way, they finish this series tomorrow, and then they take on the Phillies here in New York over the weekend. The Phillies smacked them around in Philadelphia this past weekend. So hopefully the Mets can get some revenge and keep the Phillies off our trail. The 1-0. Foul down the line. Out of play. 1-1. That had been a fun game, though, Lung. I mean, you're not going to win every game you go to. Just, that's almost like Murphy's Law as far as that goes. The 1-1 misses outside, 2-1. But that had to have been a blast. It's a high-scoring game, went to extra innings. The 2-1 pitch, bangs it down the line, foul. Okay, thanks for clarifying that, Ocean View. I saw that he was, last night, because I've got him on a fantasy team, it's the only reason why I was paying attention to it. I saw that he was trending towards being activated today, but I didn't know if they actually did it. The 2-2 count, because originally we weren't supposed to call this game, and normally I do all the notes. And I have all kinds of stuff to talk about with the Guardians and the White Sox. Is not going to happen. 2-2 out of the zone. It's a full count. Standing on deck is Dansby Swanson. Man, he is batting 188. Payoff pitch, swing, smoke down the third base line, but just foul. Beatty couldn't come up with it. It just went foul by maybe an inch or two down the third base line. Man, that was close. Amaya almost had extra bases. The payoff pitch. Swing and hit deep into the hole. It's going to be an off-balance throw by the shortstop, Bo Bichette, and an infield single for the Chicago Cubs. So the inning continues. Good hustle there by Amaya, the catcher. So runners in the corners, 2 outs. Brooks Raley is warming up in the pen. If you look at the Cubs lineup, Pete Crow, Armstrong, Conforto, 2 lefties are due up after Swanson. So they'll let McLean face Swanson. He's the bottom of the order. This is the 3rd time through. McLean is sitting at 99 pitches, but they're going to let him face him because they want to say the southpaw for the next batter. So Swanson with the chance to break through here as the first pitch is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Swanson has struck out the first 2 times, batting 188. Remember everybody griping and moaning because they didn't pay Dansby Swanson? Woo! We got bad enough issues at shortstop without having it paid him $25 million a year to do that. The 1-0 swing lifted high and deep into left field, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lamma, ding-dong, a 3-run shot. And one pitch too many. The Cubs have taken a 6-3 lead. Dansby Swanson will raise his batting average to 191, but more importantly, 3 RBIs now on the day. Is that Norway that's celebrating? I guess they went to visit. I guess they're playing in the New York area, the soccer team. His first pitch swinging by PCA is fouled off. It's 0-1. And now that they trail by 3, they're going to leave McLean out there because they have the doubleheader tonight, and they don't want to waste Brooks Raley in a game they're trailing by 3. So they're hoping he can get out of the inning here and then get back to the drawing board. So if you're wondering why that is, the 0-1, swing and a miss, it's 0-2. How far did that one fly? 400 feet, they say. 4th home run of the day in this game. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll end the inning in the day for McLean. He got 9 strikeouts. He gave up 6 earned runs. Back in a flash, bottom of the 6th we go, here in New York. New York City!
Babe, who is one person in the world that you would trust with one of your deepest, darkest secrets?
You.
Me?
Yes.
You trust me? That's amazing.
No, it's because you wouldn't be able to repeat it, because you wouldn't have been listening in the first place.
It's so rude.
So true.
Would you like something to drink?
I'll have a Coke.
Do you want that in the can?
No, I'll have it right here.
I've often been asked whether Walter Johnson was the greatest pitcher that ever lived. You look at the numbers. He was the greatest pitcher.
And we agree, for it's tough to argue with 417 wins, not to mention a record 110 shutouts.
One of the most impressive things that you have to look at Walter Johnson is the fact that he is a 3-time Triple Crown winner in terms of pitching.
And one of those seasons is considered by many to be the greatest single season any pitcher ever had. The numbers take your breath away.
After 1913, Johnson stood alone at the top of the heap.
Walter won the MVP award that year and won it again in 24. The Senators surprised everyone by winning the World Series. He led the majors in strikeouts a record 12 times, mystifying hitters at every turn.
Batters used to say a particularly deceptive thing about Walter Johnson's pitching was he made it look so easy.
Easy sidearm motion. It looks like picnic beer ball. Hey, I could hit against that.
And then the ball was by them.
And incredibly, he did all this with little more than a single pitch, a blazing fastball that earned him one of the all-time great nicknames.
The big train, Mr. Walter Johnson.
If you've ever stood right on a train platform as a train comes into the station, it's terrifying, it's incredible, and that's the way that fastball was.
Even the greatest hitter said you knew it was coming, knew it was going to be over the plate, and you still couldn't hit it.
For more than 50 years, Johnson was the only member of the 3,000 Strikeout Club. No question, he was the best.
Six to 3 Cubbies is your score. Left-hander on the bump now for the Chicago Cubs is Rollison. Fires the first pitch down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Mark Vientos, the batter. Vientos, 9 home runs on the year, a .221 average. The pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? They checked down the line. He did not. 2-0. He will take over for Young. Pinch hitting for Young, the left-handed bat. So they wanted the lefty-righty matchup to start the 6th inning. all the scoring has taken place since we've taken over the game. The 2-0 pitch, upstairs for a strike, 2-1. We were originally supposed to bring you Cleveland and Chicago, and that game is going to be in a long, long rain delay, may not even get played. So we pivoted to this game, and as soon as we came on, the runs came pouring in. We took over in the top of the fourth with 2 outs, and in the bottom of the fourth, Mets put 3 on. Top of the fifth, the Cubs tie it up with 3, and then they added a 3-run home run by Dansby Swanson in the 6th just moments ago. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase the bender down and into him, too. Bobby's wanting to know about Ronald Acuna Jr. I'll put it this way. They haven't given you an actual update, but he won't be back before the All-Star break. The 2-2, outside wide, full count. They said a few days ago that they felt like he was a long ways away. I want to say it was late last week. The quote was, Acuna's still a long ways away. And I think you're just looking at the calendar, and the way they view it is, why rush him back right before the All-Star break is the 3-2 inside. Ball forward. So he'll head on down to first, and Rollison walks the first batter he sees. 1 on, nobody out. And so if you look at the fact that the All-Star break is just over, I guess we're about 2.5 weeks away from the All-Star break. He's going to have to go out on some kind of a rehab assignment in all likelihood as the first pitch upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. There's just no real sense to rush him back at this point if he hasn't even started baseball activities yet, which he hasn't, because the 0-1 swing chops it foul. They're going to be looking at adding him back when we get back from the All-Star break. Hopefully it's right after the All-Star break. That's what I would be circling. That's what I would be expecting, especially when you consider when they first got the injury this time. He said it didn't feel nearly as bad as the last one, the first one that he got this year. The 0-2, down and away 1-2. I saw a funny video. I don't care where you are politically. This was a funny video. Somebody took the caption and said, when you ask Ronald Acuna Jr. about stretching, is the 1-2 down and into and two. There's like, I want to say there's some music playing in the background, but it just says, when you ask Ronald Acuna Jr. about stretching before the game, and the video is showing Joe Biden looking confused. Like what are you talking about? What's going on here? The 2-2 down and in, 3-2. It was essentially just referring to that old man look, like, huh? Stretching? You're talking crazy. Full count, runner at first, nobody out. My assumption, Bobby, would be right after the All-Star break. The payoff pitch, swing, lifts it into center field. That's down for a base hit. Another hit for Alvarez. And the Mets have something working. Alvarez hit a home run his last time up. He's 2 for 2 on the day. He's also walked. So 2 on and nobody out, and Rollison has done absolutely nothing but get the Cubs in a mess here. See how long they stick with him. Simeon's coming to the plate, and then you got MJ Melendez. Real quick mound visit out there for the Mets, or excuse me, for the Cubs. They do have a right-hander warming up in the pen. I don't know how long he's been out there. Looking at some cool things that happened on June 24th in Major League Baseball. Willie Mays made his professional debut 76 years ago today. Lefty-righty matchup, Wagaman the batter. First pitch outside wide, it's 1-0. Ball 2-0. So a 2-0 count. First and second, nobody out. Rollison brings it. Oh, man, that looked like a strike. We'll see if we get a... They are challenging it. And that's a good challenge, 2-1. The 2-1 count. Swing, chopper over to third. It's going to be 5-4-3 double play. Big double play there. As Rollison leans on his defense to get the twin killing runner at third down, 2 outs. And then on top of that, so not only did Willie Mays make his major league debut 76 years ago, 71 years ago, Sandy Koufax made his major league debut. Now that's a mouthful. When you not only do you consider the fact that it's Giants and Dodgers, two of the oldest franchises in baseball, but those are two of the best that ever do it at their position. The 0-1 swing, lifts it into right field. This should end the inning. Underneath it is Conforto, and that will end the inning. F9 your scorecard. Good job by Rollison to get out of the jam. We'll be back in a flash. Top of the 7th we go here in New York.
Pendleton pulls it down the right field line, hooking toward the corner. It is a fair ball. Pendleton on his way to second with a leadoff double. Rounded to the right, booted by Lee. Pendleton to third on the play. The 3-0 to Brady. Ball 4. Jim Leland on his way to the mound to take out Doug Drabeck. Tying run at second, winning run at first. Gant hits one to left. Bonds on the track, at the wall, makes the catch. Pendleton on to score the first Atlanta run of the ball game. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Oh, so close was the last pitch to Berryhill.
And Mike Laval, you're barking at home plate umpire Randy Marsh. He wanted it. He thought it was a strike.
1 out and the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. Hunter, little looper, leaned is there and makes the catch. The runner tags but will not try it. He doesn't walk much. He walked only 17 times in 300 at-bats in AAA this year. He hacked at the 2-0, now the 2-1. Line drive and a base hit! Just as the score of the tying run. Green to the plate. And he is saved! Saved at the plate! The Braves go to the World Series!
There are 2 exceptional right-handed starters who didn't make this show because they straddled the line between the 1800s and the modern era. Cy Young is the all-time leader in wins, innings, complete games, and starts, but only 44% of his 511 victories came in the modern era. Cy, of course, has an award for pitching excellence named after him. There is no such award named in Kid Nichols' honor, but he's still one of the best. No pitcher, before or since, has matched his 7 seasons of 30 or more wins. But 86% of his 361 victories came before 1901. Kid and Cy are both in the Hall of Fame. But because of when they began their careers, they are just a well-deserved postscript to this show. That's our Now. What's yours?
Welcome back. Righty-lefty matchup is the first pitch from Pintaro. Is Cutter inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Jonathan Pintar with a 2.61 ERA. 1-0 right there at the knees. 1-1. We keep showing I'm pretty sure that's Norway. It looks like the Norwegian flag on their shirts. But they are at the Mets-Cubs game, and they are doing the typical stuff that we've been seeing all throughout the World Cup, where fans are taking over these baseball stadiums and doing their chants. I think it's great. I wish we had more of that when the World Cup wasn't going on. The 2-1 count, swing, fouls it away. I've always said that you can say a lot of things about soccer, you may not like it, but their fans are the best. They get into it, they sing songs, they, all the little things that make sporting events fun, they do it. And I'm sure a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's a sport that rarely scores has any offense, so you got to entertain yourself. The 2-2 count brings it, swing, slaps it back, foul. We'll do it again. Cubs lead it 6-3. Brings it outside wide. Full count. Time you see a surge like that, realize there's going to be a correction coming down the road. The payoff pitch, swing, slaps it over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 put out, and there's one away. And the other thing that you would, if baseball's not your sport and you don't really get it, first of all, Philly's been playing a very, very friendly schedule at this point. They've got some tough trips ahead of them. And top to bottom, the Braves are hitting a lull, but all teams hit this lull. And as good as they were playing, you kind of expect them to bounce back. First pitch is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. After the All-Star break, they're going to get Acuna back. At some point, they're going to get Sean Murphy back. But more importantly, Hurston Waldrop is probably the next man up in that rotation as the 0-2. As the sinker hits the outer edge. And you got Spencer Schwellenbach, who is working his way back. I would expect him back sometime in August, which will be a huge lift. And Anthopoulos will go for it at this deadline because of two reasons. A, the 0-2 pitch, swing, lifts it into right center field, and drifting over making the catch is Carson Benj for out number 2. Where you're at in the standings always has a lot to do with how aggressive you're going to be in the trade market. Well, he's in a good spot in the standings right now. And then the other thing is, people forget they have a surplus that they can spend because of the money that was saved when Jurickson Profar was suspended. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch swinging by Suzuki, chops it off the plate. It's 0-1. The 0-1. And this is our last West Coast trip, and that's not nothing. That is big because teams in the East always struggle when they go west and vice versa. And this is the last Sunday is the last game that we play west of the Rockies. 0-1, Cutter misses outside, 1-1. 2 outs. Yeah, how cool is that Willie Mays and Sandy Koufax debuted 5 years apart on the exact day? The 1-1, swing and a miss, Cutter, 1-2. They had something called, so it was a folly floater is what they called it. And I guess it was something, it's basically an eephus pitch. I don't know why they called it a folly floater, but back then they called it a folly floater. Steve Hamilton threw it in the 9th inning. Is the 1-2 outside wide, 2-2, Yankee Stadium. Tony Horton tells the New York pitcher to throw him that pitch again. Like, you're goofing around, throw it again, I'm going to slam it. He pops it up and the catcher catches it, and Horton crawls back to the dugout in shame. Literally crawls back into the dugout. I watched the video. That'll end the inning. 6-3 your score. Time to get up and stretch. The 7th inning stretch here in New York. Welcome back. Lefty-lefty matchup starts the bottom of the 7th inning. Caleb Thielbar will come on. And the pitch down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. But yeah, when I read that about the guy crawling back to the dugout, I thought they were. I didn't think they were being literal. I'll put it that way. Is the 1-0 foul back? It's 1-1. Justin Dean is in right field for the Cubs coming in defensively. We know Justin Dean well. He has been in the Braves organization for years. We saw him every single spring training the last few years. And here's another kicker. So not only is this the anniversary, the 76th anniversary of Willie Mays, is the pitch, the 1-2, it's going to hit the top of the zone. Melendez called out on strikes. He doesn't like it. One away, backwards K in the scorecard. But not only did you get the debut, pretty much if you're going to be an MLB player, you might want to debut on June 24th. In 1950, it was Willie Mays that debuts. The first pitch is right there, first strike, it's 0-1. In 1955, it's Sandy Koufax who debuts. Arguably the best left-handed pitcher, and a lot of people believe that Willie Mays is the best center fielder. And in 1979, Ricky freaking Henderson debuts on June 24th. All that happened today. That is unbelievable. The 0-2 count. Torrens, the catcher. Swing. Bangs it down the line, foul. We'll do it again. The 0-2 pitch, swing, pops it up. Back out of play. We'll be back at it tonight, 8:15. Braves and Padres. We've got the pitching advantage tonight. Not only is Mason Miller not going to be available, that's a given. He went 2 innings last night, and he went an inning and a third, or inning and 2/3 the night before. Is the 0-2 check swing. You go around. He did strike 3, 2 down. The Braves are sending Martin Perez to the hill, and he's been pretty good for Atlanta. And he's going to go head-to-head with J.P. Sears, who's coming back to the major leagues for the first time in a long time. He is a soft-tossing lefty. The Braves ought to be able to put some runs on the board. So hopefully they can get out of San Diego without a sweep. Remember, we got swept out there last year. Lefty-lefty matchup, first pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1 count. Upstairs, misses high. With the sweeper, 1-1. 1-1. High and inside. 2-1. Two-one pitch. It's the slider right there, 2-2. Two outs, bottom of the 7th. The 2-2 from Thielbar in the dirt. We got another full count. The payoff pitch, swing, hammers it over towards the right side of the infield. That'll get through the hole and through for a base hit for the Metropolitans, who trail by 3 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch on the way is upstairs for a strike sweeper. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Right there for a strike 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, high and out of the zone, 1-2. There's about 100 WAR difference between Willie Mays and Sandy Koufax, so wouldn't go that far there, Crocodile Rock. The 1-2 pitch, swing, pops it up, high behind second base bag. Making the catch out there is Swanson, F6 in your scorecard, and that'll end the inning. We'll go to the 8th inning. In a 3-run game here in New York, Cubs grab the bats.
106 miles from Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
It's happy hour.
When wins become losses
and losses become wins. You guys going to happy hour? I'll come for a couple. Just a couple, though. Not like last time.
I need a drink.
When buying a beer, buying only one beer can cause a misalignment in your spine due to the uneven weight distribution. This can cause unnecessary back pain and potential spine issues. To prevent this, carry 2 beers, ensuring your body is balanced and proper health maintained.
Dinner ready?
Put my pants on, one leg at a time.
Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription...
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
Everybody drink a beer.
Salad. They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to.
This stinks!
Pretty soon we're going to be communist country.
This is total BS!
Yeah. I mean the Lord. You gotta understand it. We're on a mission from God.
I'm on the radio every day!
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to kill me!
And you, music lover, you're next.
You're so drunk you can't hit nothing. In fact, you're probably seeing double.
I have 2 guns, one for each of you.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. Ian Happ takes it outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. And Tara. Cutter misses high. 2-0. 2-0 count. Outside wide. Ball 3-0. Cubs lead this one 6-3. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Chicago. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for New York. 3-0, nowhere near the zone. Ball 4. I mean, that looked like an automatic walk they were doing there. All those pitches were well out of the zone. One on, nobody out, and Nico Horner to the plate. First pitch misses high. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. He can't find the zone. This is 6 balls in a row. Down and in 2-0. Wouldn't say that war's end all to beat all, but when you're down 100 in war, that's a pretty good indicator. Problem with Sandy Koufax arguing him that is the greatest is he just didn't have the longevity. The 2-0 pitch misses high. 3-0. But definitely in the argument for one of the best southpaws to ever do it. When you don't have the longevity, it's just kind of hard to argue that. .3-0 count. Dixon fires right down the pipe, 3-1. And that pitch will miss outside the zone, and it's 1st and 2nd with nobody out. Top of the 8th, Cubs lead by 3. Pintaro, who's walked the first 2 in this inning, he had a pretty sharp 7th inning, but hasn't been able to find the zone here in the 8th. Pedro Ramirez coming to the plate 0 for 3 on the day. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way is another pitch off the plate. Sinker misses, 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Right there for a strike on the outer edge, cutter. That'll even up the count at 1-1. Runners at first and second, infield back and to the right. And Ramirez turns around and shows bunt and bangs it down the third base line. That'll be a quick scoop and a flip from Beatty to Vientos. One away. So 2 on and 1 out, and the Mets infield will come in. First pitch is right there at the knees. Cutter for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing lifts it down the right field line, 0-2. Righty-righty matchup. The infield in, a little bit to the left. The 0-2 pitch, swing. Chops it foul down the third base line, and we'll do it again. The 0-2 pitch from Pintara in the dirt, sweeper. 1-2. Second and third. 1 out. Maya at the plate standing on deck as Swanson hit a 3-run home run his last time up. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, hits him in the hand, and that's going to load the bases. Ducks will be all over the pond. Maya appears to be okay. The ball hit him in the, I thought it hit him in the hand, actually hit him in the elbow as they showed the replay up close. He's got a padding right there, so that'll save him from the IL. And Dansby Swanson coming to the plate, who hit a 3-run homer his last time up. He's looking for a grand slam now. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss upstairs. Cutter for a strike. It's 0-1. Infield is still in, so they could break this thing wide open. The 0-1 pitch outside wide, good take by Swanson, 1-1. The 1-1 count. Turns and kicks, swing, blasted. High and deep. Are you kidding me? Going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lamma, ding-dong, a grand slam by Dansby Swanson. He now has 7 RBIs on the day, and the Cubbies are dancing all over the Mets. It's 10-3. Wow. First pitch on the way from Pintara to PCA. Pete Crow Armstrong takes the pitch off the plate for a ball. It's 1-0. Did y'all see how he got called out last night? Pete Crow Armstrong. This guy has got like the worst. It was technically the right call, but if it's going to happen to anybody, it's going to happen to PCA, considering how his year's been going. So if you follow it, you realize that PCA's had a couple of inside the Parkers on him this year where he's misplaced the ball and the ball's gone under his glove, and he's, it's looked like the Keystone Cops out there from time to time, and then at other times he looks like a Platinum Glover. But last night on the base paths, he was running to steal second as the 1-1. Swing and a miss, it's 1-2. And you never see this come into play because typically when a guy walks, the catcher's not going to throw the ball down to second. But this is the world of the ABS system where you throw it down there anyways because you may want to challenge, right? So it's a full count, and it ends up turning into a walk as the 1-2 outside wide, 2-2. And PCA sliding into second, and they apply the tag. He comes off the base. They challenge it, and he's out. And the reason why he's out, for people who might be confused, the 2-2, down and in, check swing went around. Strike 3, 2 down. Because once he hits that base and then comes off of it, because of the automatic walk, or because of the walk that forced him to second, I should say, it was not an automatic walk, he is then looked upon as a live runner, and he came off the bag and they tagged him out. So I've never seen that, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that you never get the throw down there on ball 4 until the ABS challenges came around. First pitch swinging, pops it up over the first base dugout. It's 0-1. The 0-1 count. So, yeah, like only that can happen to PCA because he's had some – he's just had one of these roller coaster years. Exactly. He hit for the cycle, but he's also given up many home runs under his glove, and then he comes off the bag. The 0-1 swing, rips it into left field, and that's down for a base hit. And it's a 2-out single for the Cubs. So, yeah, I mean, that literally just proves my point. Ten to 3 your score. Righty-lefty matchup, runner at first, 2 outs. First pitch on the way is right there at the knees. Called for a strike, it's 0-1. Good to see you, 22. The 0-1. Kicks and fire swing, chops it down the line, foul. They continue to do that in the New York stands, by the way. I don't know. My guess is around 1,000 Norwegian soccer fans that are in the stands that are sitting together. There's many more scattered around the stadium, and they were doing the thing that you probably seen it on Times Square where they look like they're rowing and chanting. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three, and that'll get him out of the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the eighth in a 10-3 game. New York will send Bo Bichette to the plate when we return.
Mr. President, this next executive order will criminalize skinny jeans for all youth pastors everywhere in the universe. It says, quote, skinny jeans are not hip or fire or even rad, and they just simply look dumb.
White people can't say this, so they'll be considered racist by blacks. So I said for you, Super Bowl halftime show, trash.
She left you? Yeah. Where'd she go? I don't know. She probably went to the dollar store. She'll be back. Sometimes my old lady goes to the dollar store, and she comes back. Now, she didn't go to the dollar store. See, she left. But why don't you go with her? I don't know where she went. Why'd she leave? She said I was boring. Yeah. You ain't boring. She was wrong about that. I think she'll see it. She'll see it. You ain't boring. You're fun. I don't think I'm boring either. I appreciate that.
It was 1977 when 21-year-old Eddie Murray was named Rookie of the Year.
The fact that he was a switch hitter really had to strike fear into the heart of the opposition.
Change up and it's gone! Call it goodbye!
In his 21-year career with 5 different franchises, Murray hit more than 20 home runs 16 times. He's also one of just 4 men to have over 3,000 hits.
And there it is! Eddie Murray!
And 500 home runs.
Might be it. Way back it is. It's gone.
This unassuming 8-time All-Star became a first-ballot Hall of Famer in 2003. And while his numbers often fly under the radar, they add up to the 7th best first baseman to play the game.
Fellas, come here. We gotta make this quick. I can't prove this, but I do think that when our wives tell us that we don't listen, sometimes they forget to be telling us stuff.
10-3 your scores. We go to the bottom of the 8th. First pitch, right-handed arm. Tyler Ferguson. This is out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. The four-seamer. 1-1. Bo Bichette, batting .252 on the year with 9 home runs, 44 RBI. Signed a 3-year deal of about $123 million in the offseason with an opt-out. There's a pitch on the way. Is outside. 1-2. Got the wide strike. 1-2 count. There's no way he's opting out. Kicks and fires. Fly ball out there to right field, and there's one away. Yeah, 43 a year. There's no way he's opting out. He's got the Mets stuck now. They did it. They stepped in that mess kit. Kind of like the one that the Dodgers signed with. I mean, they can absorb it as the first pitch on the way swung on and fouled back the cutter into the crowd. It's 0-1. Cubs and the Dodgers can't absorb, or not Cubs, Mets and the Dodgers can't absorb these big contracts when they make mistakes, but the 0-1 chops it foul. It's 0-2. They come up with the salary cap in this next CBA negotiations. That could hamstring him, although most of these will be grandfathered in. That's why they're saying this year, because in years past is the 0-2 outside wide 1-2. In years past, normally the month of November is fairly slow moving for free agency. People believe it's going to be extremely busy. The 1-2 pitch swing, rifles it right by him. Swing and a miss, 2 down. because you're going to get the season will end, and then on December 1st, the CBA expires. So you're going to get a month of the CBA still being alive from 2021 signing. And teams are going to try to sign in a flurry so they don't run into the issue they ran into last time, but also they can grandfather some of these in if they do end up with the salary cap or some version of. First pitch is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 count. Down and away. 1-1. There'll still be some holdouts, but you're going to see a lot more movement in November than what you've seen in years before. Expect the Braves to be busy and everybody else trying to sign what they can. The 1-1, down and away, called for a wide strike. It's 1-2. Mets still have one challenge left. They've argued a couple of calls, and that one was definitely out of the zone, but they've been holding on to that challenge. Down 7. The 1-2 punches it back, pops it up. It's going to get out of play. The catcher for the Cubs, Amaya, he spun around like 3 times when that ball was popped up. He didn't know where it was. And he was spinning around like a top. I mean, even if you locate that, there's no way you're going to get your wherewithal to be able to make the catch up. You're spinning. Spun around 3 times there at the plate. The 1-2 misses high, 2-2. You look at that deal for Kyle Tucker, it was a terrible deal too. He's not hitting very well, and they're paying him $60 a year. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. We go to the 9th in a 7-run game here in Braves country.
This woman is going viral all because of the way that she treated a father and his young daughter at the airport one day. Someone witnessed the incident, posted a photo of her on social media, and within hours she was identified as Debbie, the founder and CFO of a company called Norwex. This is at the airport in Omaha at the ticket counter. Just behind her, a guy who was traveling with his small daughter, and when him and his daughter went to check in for their flight, the ticket agent asked him how old his daughter was. He says she's 2, and she says, well, where's her ticket? When he bought the flight, she was under 2, and he thought she would fly for free. So the agent says, well, your daughter needs a ticket. He asked how much, and she told him, and he said, I can't do that. So he steps aside. Debbie happened to be standing behind him, heard the whole thing. She stepped up to the counter and said, I'm buying that girl a ticket. And the agent says, well, did you hear how much the ticket was? And she says, $749. Done. Here's my card. And Debbie bought the girl's ticket. The father and the daughter were able to get on the flight, all because of Debbie's kindness and generosity. The story went viral, and people that work for her said that this is just the way that Debbie is. She's so generous, and she doesn't want any credit or recognition for her deeds. Shout out to Debbie.
So there was a bounty on Nolan's head. If you get hit by Nolan and you don't charge the mound, it's going to cost you $500. Ventura happened to be the first one that day to get hit.
When Robin Ventura went out there, I just thought he wasn't quite serious. He wasn't fully committed.
Most guys who charge the mound, if you had a microphone on them, you could hear him say, grab me catcher, I don't want to get out there.
It's like, get him, Dad, get him. But then I was also thinking I'm never going to get a date. People were already intimidated by my dad being Nolan Ryan, and now I thought, great, nobody's going to ask me out.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And then Robin get kicked out, but Nolan didn't. That was even better.
So Ventura definitely has been ejected.
Top of the 9th, Suzuki will lead us off for the Cubbies. 10-3 your score. Chicago leads New York. Austin Warren coming on with a 2.76 ERA. Righty pitch on the way is well off the plate. Misses for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Sweeper right there, 1-1. Tell the Mets are having an awful year because they keep showing that the Norwegian fans dancing in the crowd. They don't want people to focus on the game at hand. Four-seam fastball misses. It's a 2-1 count. Brings it. Four-seamer right there on the outer edge, 2-2. Top of the ninth inning. Pitch is way outside wide, full count. Tonight you'll have Martin Perez versus J.P. Sears. Two southpaws. It'll be JP's debut in 2026. The 3-2 outside wide. Did he go around? He did. Strike three, and there's one away. We'll see who they deem available out of the bullpen. They keep doing that, and once again, we're talking about this at the top of the game, but man, if a guy has only pitched twice in 2 weeks, 2 innings in 2 weeks, is the four-seamer up top for a strike. Ian Happ, it's 0-1. At some point, you got to put the guy on the IL because you can't keep running your bullpen down. 0-1 fouled away, 0-2. And essentially what they've been doing is running about a four-man bullpen because they keep saying this guy isn't available and that guy's not available. And every time they use Carrasco for more than an inning, they DFA him. So he's gone for 2 weeks minimum. Is he 0-2 upstairs? 1-2. Croc, that's the biggest question is the 1-2 caught looking, strike three. 2 down. They've got some young arms that if they really want to send them, they could go get Scooble. But do you handicap yourself down the road? I think bare minimum the Tigers are going to be looking for someone that is major league ready right now and 2 prospects. So something to the effect of is the first pitch is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. We'll just say for argument's sake, let's say they send someone like a Hurston Waldrop, and I don't like the idea of that at all because I think Waldrop is going to be really good. And he's controllable for the next 5 years. But let's say they send a Spencer Schwellenbach. Let's say Spencer Schwellenbach starts showing signs of getting healthy as they are starting to rehab him. 0-1 off the plate, 1-1. They're still going to want 2 prospects outside of that. And that's most of the guys that the Braves have up and ready to roll in the majors. It's not like they're going to be free agents anytime soon. The 1-1 pitch is sliced over to second. It's going to be an L4 on your scorecard. And we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Mets need 7 to tie, 8 to win.
I'm here to talk about another defunct baseball field. If you don't know anything about baseball, that's okay. I didn't really either. You're going to love it. Let's go. Borchert Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin was a baseball field, amongst other things, from 1888 through 1952. This place actually was built as a baseball stadium in spite of all common sense. It's just open field. What's funny about this to me is that before the turn of the century, a lot of times they had to use a ball for the entire game. So like even if it went out of the park, they had to go get it. So it was home to many iterations of the Milwaukee Brewers, which there were so many. But it was also home to the Milwaukee Bears of the Negro National League in 1923. This was also home to the Milwaukee Chicks of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. This place is called an architectural monstrosity by a guy who himself was called the P.T. Barnum of baseball, so the whimsy is baked right in. Bill Veeck. I love this. He staged morning games for the third shift wartime workers. He's actually in the Baseball Hall of Fame now. Bill's got antics. We love antics. He had a giant screen that he would put in right field up along the wall, huge, to make it way taller, and so left-handed batters had a really hard time hitting it over the wall on that side. So any given day, that giant screen wall thing could be in place or not, depending on the strength of the opposing team. Bill
Teddy Ballgame was as powerful as he was consistent, and some of his long balls at Fenway Park became legendary.
1946 in a doubleheader with the Detroit Tigers. Freddie Hutchinson was told what kind of pitches to throw to Ted, and supposedly he told his catcher and manager, I'll pitch to Ted how I want, I can take care of him. Well, he made a pitch that was too good. As Ted said, the pitch was right where he wanted. He got the fat of the bat on the ball. There was a little bit of a wind, and that ball carried up into the right field bleachers 502 feet from home plate.
And that ball just kept going, and I remember it went up 38 rows in the right field, and I don't think a ball's ever been hit any further in right field since I've been here. And the reason I know it was a 38 throw is because he took a picture of a fellow hit a guy in a straw hat up there and broke his straw hat.
There was a gentleman sitting there with his son. The ball landed, hit him on top of the head on a straw hat. The next day, newspapers showed him standing up, pointing to the hole in the straw hat, and he was saying, how far away from Ted Williams do you have to be to avoid getting hit in the head by a home run?
Bottom of the ninth we go. Mets trail 10-3, and they'll send Wagaman up to the plate. Pinch hitting for Beatty. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 check swing. Punches it over towards second. Second baseman, I should say. Be a 4-3 put out. Corner to Bush, and there's one away. That'll bring Marcus Semien to the plate. I just think it's more likely that it seems more likely that Anthopoulos is going to bring in multiple arms and not just one big splash of Skubal. Now, how fun would it be to watch that? It would be great, but you're only getting a rental for about 2 months plus the postseason. First pitch is upstairs for a strike inside. It's 0-1. 0-1, and it just really comes down to, I believe, how much the Tigers willing to give up, or how much are the Tigers asking for. This pitch misses outside, sweeper, 1-1. Good to see you, Big Truck. One down and away. Sweeper, 1-2. Is this the same made? I don't know what you're saying, Big Chunk. I must be lost. The same team made? Oh, you meant, okay. Never mind. I see the spelling error now. I thought you were talking about something else. The 1-2. Fouls it back. Do it again. And, well, the Braves have been scuffling. They have been scoring runs. And as they haven't been scoring runs, on top of that, the pitching's let them down. But every team goes through these kinds of lulls. The 1-2 pitch. Lined out to third. Ramirez with the catch, L5. 2 down. $162 game season is such a grind in Major League Baseball. You're going to deal with these types of lulls. Thankfully, we'll get the hell off the West Coast and head back home after this week. And we won't return there unless we see someone in the postseason out there. The 1-0 pitch. MJ Melendez swung on, foul straight back, 1-1. I'm still surprised that Mendoza hasn't been fired by the Mets as the 1-1 down and into him. How has that guy kept his job considering their payroll? The 2-1 count, swing and a miss, 2-2. And I don't think it's all his fault. I'm a little surprised. Well, supposedly Steve Cohen just loves the general manager and his job is as safe as it gets, but he has done an awful job since coming to New York. I was worried about it because he came from Milwaukee where they helped build a heck of a system there. As the 2-2. Swing, chops it over to first. This should end the game. It's going to be a 3-1 putout, and that'll be it. Cubs win 10-3. Cubs win 10-3. 10 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Chicago. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Mets. Yet I don't know what it's going to take for there to be a firing in New York, but it is dumbfounding that they continue to put this out on the field. Maybe they'll fire him today and or tomorrow and fire him up for the weekend when they face Philly. We'll see you next time. Tonight, 8:15, we'll come on the air, Braves and Padres. Y'all have a great one.
Goodbye, sweetheart, well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart, goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.